Hey everybody, welcome to the next map of Mount&Blade Full Invasion 2. This is Dungeons of Rhodik, something like that. Because in the past we've had so much trouble, of course, with our enemy being too strong and overwhelming in numbers, I gave us now 10 bots to begin with, and I did some playtesting, and it does indeed actually grow exponentially, but it does have certain lines that if you go over that line or over that certain number, the enemy units will increase. So for example, if I had given us 8 bots or 7 bots, we would actually face in wave 2, let me get rid of this guy. So 20. We would have faced the same amount of bots even if we had 7 or 8 allies. However, if we had 5 allies, we would face only 10 units in this wave. But if I gave us 11 or 12 allies, it would already change to 30. And if I would go over 15 allies, it would switch to 40. And because of that, of course, it becomes more difficult, especially if you don't have actually other UN players with you that can actually help you. The more UN players you have, obviously the better. Because, as you can see here, this map reminds me, of course, of something like the Mines of Moria. And you have this pedestal here where you can stand up, and as an archer, you can rain fire down on your enemies and take out a lot of them pretty easy. Yet nobody of my team is actually doing that. Which is a very much a missed opportunity. You can see here that this is actually the first of the maps that is actually pretty small in size. It is not a very broad path that you're walking on, so it has sort of that theory that the movie 300 has, where it doesn't really matter how many units you have, you only fight a few at a time, since not a whole lot of units can actually stand next to each other. So that's why we are actually doing a pretty good job. Oh, now actually they destroyed the destructible cover. This map is definitely not ideal for horses, though. Some of you guys asked, by the way, for doing matches with the droids and other stuff. Don't worry, we will have more matches with more extravagant units, but I want it to be dependent on the type of map. And as you can see here, this is a regular map. It looks like a regular dungeon, so I wanted to keep the units regular as well. It wouldn't really make sense to have droids fighting in this map now, would it? So here we have the first boss waves. Only 13 have spawned. If we would have had 5 ally units, only 7 would have spawned. I will actually, in the next map, I will spawn a lot more allies. I will spawn more than 80, because I saw that the maximum units that actually spawn in at wave 2 is 80. They will not go over that number. So even if we would have 90 allies, they would still have 80. Problem is that having so many units sometimes lets the game crash. So you have been warned that the next video will be a very epic battle with a lot of units, but that it will probably crash. Also, don't worry, Shao will of course come back, but to keep this thing a daily thing, I did these 2 battles myself. So that was it. Thank you guys for watching. And like I said, next battle is going to be very epic, a lot of units, and I'll see you guys next time.